Alright, first of all, let's give it up for our MCs, Nuha and Farouk. I actually just got here, so I don't know how they've been doing. So, alright, so Farouk contacted me about a month ago or so, and he's like, "Hey, Adil, can you perform?" And I don't think he realized I don't really have any onstage talent. I can't really sing or do anything that everyone else has done so far, so I'm just gonna tell a story. And so I was thinking of what story to tell, and I'm like, what story can I tell? And I'm like, okay, this is my 5th year at UIC. I'm about to graduate in less than a month, inshallah. And I thought maybe I'll just tell a story about my college experience and what I learned and stuff. So I was sitting there after I got this text from Farouk. I'm like, all right, let's think of a story. And I couldn't really think of one from now, so I thought of one from like 13 years back. So 13 years ago, I went to Pakistan, and that was the last time I went to Pakistan. I was about 9 years old. So I want you to just imagine someone with the size of my head and that's what it was like. So just imagine that. And one day I was with my cousin who was slightly older than me. He was about 13 years old. And we went out, we were walking around this block, and then we went into this store, this really shady looking store. It was really weird. And we walked in, and you know, it had all the essentials like phone cards, shah masala, bootleg DVDs. And so I went all the way into the back, and then I found this really large clear plastic bag, and it had 4 kebab sandwiches in it. And I'm like, you know, I'm getting these kebab sandwiches today, like right now. So I asked my cousin for some money, and we got the kebab sandwiches. And it was the worst decision I ever made, because I ate 2 of them, and he ate 2 of them, and on the way back, you know, he's the native Pakistani, he's perfectly fine, but by the time I got to the house, I had massive diarrhea. And it was bad, like, I was throwing up, pooing everywhere. There was like, every hole in my body there's something going on. I lost a lot of weight when I went on that trip. Funny thing, just a side note, I have made an observation, and this is my theory. People go to Pakistan before they get married to get wedding clothes, but I think they're just doing it to fit into their wedding clothes. Alright, besides the point, right? So, I'm really sick, and I'm just like bedridden. This is the first time I've been really sick in my life that I can remember. And I'm in bed all day, and my mom and my grandma are taking care of me, because my dad doesn't really care about me. It's not funny, but I mean, he does care about me a little bit. So anyway, my mom and my grandma are taking care of me, they're feeding me, they're giving me this medicine. And the problem is that I can't take pills when I was 9 years old, because I was so scared of them for whatever reason. I was scared that if I take a pill, I would just choke on it and die. And it was just like, it was really frightening to me to put something in through my throat that I didn't chew on. And I just couldn't, I wasn't able to take pills. So my grandma and my mom, they figured out a solution. They decided to start crushing up the pills, putting it into my food, and making me take pills that way. And crushing up the pills, putting it into my water, mixing it up, and making me take pills that way. And that's pretty much what I did then. And so forward back to like 3 weeks ago or whatever it was, and I'm just like taking these pills because I'm really sick because it's Chicago weather, right? And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, you know, before when I was a kid, I used to have to mask these pills into something that I enjoyed, right? And I thought, what a perfect analogy. And I thought, these pills we take in life, these metaphorical pills, right? You take, and it's really hard to take before you're in college. I mean, before college, they mask it for you. Like when I was in high school, if I got a C in a class, I would go to the teacher and I'd be like, yo, I should get an A, and he'd be like, okay. And it was, right? And in college, it's not like that, and I learned that pretty fast. My sophomore year, first semester, I failed my first class. And I was just like, I checked my grade, I'm like, F, wait, no way, right? This can't be happening. So I emailed the professor, I'm like, yo, I think I deserve a C, right? Just threw it out there. And he's like, no, you didn't, I'm in Sweden, don't email me. I don't know how, it's whatever. So I'm like, that's when I realized that like, things are not going to come easy to me, right? They're not going to mask these pills for me. You're just going to have to, they're going to force it down your throat, and you just have to learn to take it one at a time. You're going to have to learn to take these hardships one at a time. You can't take them all at once. So that was the name of my story. No one mentioned it, but it's called One Pill at a Time. So that's it.